basketball a little bit, starting to come together a little bit.
Exactly. Trying to figure it out. I got to get everybody back healthy still.
Good evening and welcome to a 2018 edition of Bears Talk Live. I'm Juju Phillips and welcome in. We're at the American Honor Ale House once again as we kick off the 2018 season here at Bears Talk Live. As we talk a little basketball here tonight, welcome you in. And we'll throw in a little lacrosse with the lacrosse season just around the corner. We'll talk with the LR men's head coach coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, let's focus on the basketball as we bring in head coach Everett Sullivan. Coach, welcome. Happy New Year. Your Bears team coming off a overtime win over the weekend, starting to put things together, it sounds like.
Yeah, thanks, Juju. Happy New Year to you. Our guys are back after a break. Did a great job in the classroom academically. They got a chance to go home, spend some time with their family, and return. And we jumped right back into practice and had a couple games at home. Got a chance to play in our home facility in the shoe, and we came out on top. So we're excited about where we're going. Trying to get everybody back healthy and just continue to improve on a daily basis.
You talked about this young team the few times we talked to you earlier last year that you had some leads in games that kind of lost them, but now here over the last couple of games you've rallied, and in the second half, especially the win against Tusculum in overtime. Talk about how this team is maybe starting to mature a little bit and play more confidently.
Yeah, I don't think chemistry off the court was the issue for us. I think it was the chemistry on the court, and I think that kind of went into kind of defining roles and kind of seeing who could do what. And I think our guard play was a big issue. We talked about that a little bit, and I think we figured some things out, putting Jabril at the point guard and allowing Corey to play the two guard, and he's coming off the bench and giving us a great boost. We've had some injuries, so some guys have had to step up. Opportunity presented themselves, and they've been able to step up. We've become a little bit more consistent and efficient in the half court. Defensively, I think they've got a grasp of our concepts and what we want to do. And now you get a couple wins, and now you really start to believe. And winning habits, developing winning habits, and learning how to win is just as important as just figuring you're going to step on the floor and it's just going to happen. So close games, executing in the crunch in close games, making free throws, rebounding, and defending on a constant basis was some of the key things that we talked about, and now we're starting to put those together.
The other night, you came back from, 9 points down there late in the second half and then in the overtime and got some upperclassmen. Billy Bells talked about him making some clutch shooting there down the stretch and in overtime. Talk about the way he has performed and what he has brought to the team of late.
Yeah, our seniors got hearts of champions. They've been here before. They know what it takes to win in the tough conference like the South Atlantic. So, they just waiting on opportunities. I thought they were a little off key in terms of their rhythm. Just because the new guys, they didn't know how they fit in terms of when their shots were going to come, when their threes are going to present themselves. So now they got a better rhythm, a better groove. Shooters need a groove. They need to know the shot's going to be there at the right time, and I think that was indicative in the last game when Billy were able to hit some key threes that were able to get us the win. So they're very confident, very unselfish group. They're about whatever it takes to win, and that's what you want in your seniors. Great in the locker room. I think one of the biggest positives out of this group is that they've just weathered the storm. I mean, most teams, they could have started pointing fingers, could have fell apart. We just got closer as a group, as a unit, and they're just, the winning expectations that's got to be formed and got to be on a consistent basis, and you got to see that in practice. And that's what I preach to them, and they're now doing that.
One of the most important positions, of course, is at point guard, and you talked about it after the game the other night that maybe you're starting to see some signs that you found a point guard.
Yeah, Jabril I think he's had 26 points in the last 2 games. I think, Corey gives him some spell at the point guard, but Mason Hawk stepped in and gave him some backup minutes. But Jabril's playing heavy minutes, and I think he had 1 point shy, 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. So that's impressive. And I really believe he's becoming more vocal. He's becoming more assertive. I've asked him, you put a lot of weight on their point guard. You give them it's almost like you're giving them the keys to your car. And you're saying, take care of the team. Take care of this vehicle. Take care of this team. And I'm not sure him not knowing the guys and really feeling comfortable that held him back. But I think with the team embracing him and saying, hey, take us, lead the way, we'll allow you to do that, is giving him the green light to go. So we're proud of him.
And now you get into the regular, really meat of the South Atlantic Conference season, where you have a kind of a routine. You're playing on the Wednesdays and the Saturdays, not long breaks. So maybe the guys are starting to put some of that together and get into that routine and playing with that confidence you're talking about.
Well, typically, I remember back in my playing days, you come home from a break, you usually got your batteries charged and you're ready to go. And I think our guys have got that mentality. It's almost like you get to start, as we say in our locker room, we get our record started over 0-0. Don't count you may look at the record, but we're saying we're 2-0 right now in the new year in 2018. So that's our approach. They're focused. They're determined. They're holding each other accountable. Every shot won't go in. We know that, but we're going to continue to play hard, play passionate with some enthusiasm. And the guys who are not playing, just waiting your opportunity. Be great teammates, be great character guys like we know you are, and just waiting your opportunity. It'll come, and when it comes, be ready to take advantage of it.
And this team now 4-4 in the South Atlantic Conference. Up next, 3 straight road games. As you look at that, what have you told the team about what you would like to see them as they hit the road here the next couple of weeks?
Well, we've taken our bumps on the road already, so we know what the road's like. The teams that we played earlier with our schedule is going to be somewhat similar to some of the teams that we'll play in our conference. So we've been there. We've been close. We haven't been able to close games out. So I think we've learned a lot. We've grew up. We've continued to go through that maturation process of a new team with a bunch of new guys. So I think we understand that, all the details, all the little things are important. But it's preparation. Today we talked about, academics. Now we had a stretch where you just woke up, basketball, eat, basketball, no class. Now you got to go to class. So now you got to go to sleep early. You got to eat right. You got to stay hydrated. And you got to be ready to perform on game day when the time comes.
Wingate and Queens coming up this week, road games. Talk about what kind of teams that they are and some of the challenges that you'll face.
Well, Wingate is kind of eerie because they're very similar to us. They're more methodical, half-court team. Don't score as efficiently as they did last year as the top teams. They're not a 90 or 80-point scoring team. They're more about the 70s, and that's right where we are. Very solid defensively. They don't do a lot of pressing. So it's going to be kind of like a mirror match a little bit. I think the team that can execute the best and can rebound will be the team, and make free throws will be the team that comes out on top. I think we are in a great position. We're playing well, have a lot of confidence. I feel like we can score if we can allow our guys to get in the paint and kick it out to our open three-point shooters, but we've kind of changed our mindset. We scored 50 points in the paint in the last game, and I think it's just us understanding who we are. We got guys who can make threes, but they need to be judicious about taking those threes. Don't just hunt them. Let them come for you. Don't hunt for the three. Let the three find you. It's kind of our mentality. So point guard play, great decision making. Let's continue to defend and rebound. I think we're at the top of the league in guarding the three-pointer. So we're going to keep them from making three-pointers against our matchup zone, and I think we'll come out on top.
You talked about the theme of this basketball team way back when we first started, about defense and about rebounding. Those two things are going to carry you as you go through the season. Is that something that you're still pretty pleased with?
That's going to keep you. That's the one thing that you have to travel with. At home, most teams, if you look at Wingate's stats at home, they're much different than on the road. So you go into that game knowing that they're going to shoot the ball probably better than they do on the road. It's the same way with our stats. When you're in your home court and you're comfortable with your home fans, you tend to perform a little better offensively. So the only thing that you think you can count on, or you should be able to count on a night in and night out basis, is defending and rebounding. You have to pack that in your travel bag, and you have to take that with you on the road. That's our mindset. And I think the next thing is we're going to be positive about what we do. We're going to make a mistake. All right, let's shake it off, and let's get ready to make the next play.
You talked about some of the players now getting an opportunity to play with the rotation and some injuries. If you can, kind of fill us in on the status of some of those injuries and when you expect those guys back.
Well, Bertrand is not fully recovered. I think he's going to give it a go tomorrow. We're going to use him somewhat as a utility player for us. He won't be probably what we're typically seeing from him in terms of his athleticism, his ability to get up and down the court. So he had a muscle injury, and with muscle injuries of the lower body, you got to just wait. I mean, that is who he is. He needs his legs to move and to perform, and if it's just not there, it's not there. So we're not going to rush him. We need him for the bulk and the meat and potatoes of the season. R.J. Gunn is a toe injury, something like a turf toe injury, and it's just another injury that takes time. He's starting to run. I think we have the best, one of the best athletic trainers in Luis, and he's doing a great job of working with those guys, rehabbing those guys, and getting them to do what's necessary to get them back as quickly as possible.
Coach, you have a special guest with us tonight?
Yes, I do.
Introduce him for us.
Jarvis Calhoun from Birmingham, Alabama. He's our starting two-guard. He's one of our three-point threats. He's a senior this year. Great young man, great character guy. Started out at a Division I school at UAB with the junior college route, and we were fortunate enough to have him join our program. He was a part of that team last year, so he knows he's a guy that we're going to count on going down the stretch. He's a great young man. Glad to have him.
All right, Jarvis, come on up here for a minute. Jarvis Calhoun, fans, you can give him a hand as he makes his first appearance with Lenoir-Rhyne basketball here tonight on Bears Talk Live. Jarvis, welcome. Pleasure to see you. Hey, talk about, the coach mentioned that coming to Lenoir-Rhyne. Take us back last year and how Lenoir-Rhyne got on your radar and how you got on Lenoir-Rhyne's radar and why you decided to come to LR.
Well, I knew Coach Sully. Coach Sully recruited me in high school, so we built that relationship a long time ago. And after my junior college year, he called my phone just saying that he needed me, so I ended up making that decision to go to LR.
What's it been like now, last year to this year? What's the change in terms of the basketball team, and what's it been like this year?
I think it's the tempo. We're more just up and down, just getting up and down. We're not relying on three-point shots. We're just taking it inside and out.
Upperclassmen, you're one of the upperclassmen on the team. Is that you relish being a leader on the team?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things you like to tell some of the younger guys that are now going through this for the very first time, getting into the, as the coach said, the meat and potatoes of your schedule? What do you try to tell some of the younger guys?
Just basically just lock in. Every moment counts. Don't wait till the last minute. Just every moment counts to us. So I mean, we just have to take it one step at a time.
Take us back last week, the big win, the overtime win, coming back and winning at home over Tusculum. Talk about that game and what was said amongst the players in the second half when you guys were down and came back and won the game.
Basically, we're very poised. We didn't get rattled under pressure. I know we were down 9, but like I said, we just stayed the course and we just kept pushing and pushing and pushing until we got the victory.
When you see this team this year, especially of late, putting some of the wins together, what has turned it around, do you think?
Team chemistry, basically. Like Coach said, it wasn't the off-the-court issue. It was on the on-the-court issue, and basically everybody just bought into their just doing their job.
Jarvis Calhoun. Jarvis, thank you very much for joining us. Bears play tomorrow, going to Wingate, taking on the Bulldogs in a doubleheader. As we continue to talk basketball now, women's basketball, Cameron Seatley joins us. Head coach Cameron Seatley of the Bears. Coach, as we talk about women's basketball, with the men having won a couple of games, the ladies have hit a little bit of a rut. What are you telling the ladies as you try to get out of that rut and get back on the winning side?
Well, I told them as fast as we got to 4 straight winning, which the last time I sat here is what happened. We got that fast in losing. We can get right back there. And I told them just keep going, just keep pushing. And as Jarvis said, every moment counts. And so that's what we keep preaching to them. And I tell them at any point it can change. And we played the top. Well, adding tomorrow, we were playing the top 5 teams in the conference. So we knew it was going to be a tough stretch when we got back from Christmas break. And it has been that.
When you look at the team and what are some of the areas that you would like to see this team get back to doing that they were doing maybe earlier in the year?
Well, the teams got caught on that we like to run, and they did start to they started to pressure up a little bit and slow us down. But the 5 teams that we played, I mean, they're really good defensively, and so that's been a challenge for us to kind of step up and see like, oh, the SAC, man, it's competitive. But I think second half against Tusculum, and we were hoping that could carry over into Wingate a little bit. I'd like to get Maddie Sudrick back going. She hit a little bit of a rut, but her practices lately have been great. She's been releasing the ball with confidence, and she hit a little bit of a rut in Newman in the first half. She hurt her elbow, and ever since then she's struggled a little bit. We have full confidence in her, tell her that every single day, and I think she's going to respond well tomorrow at Wingate.
3 straight games, talk about that, and we try this team as they go on the road and some hostile areas to try to come away with the win.
Well, I think we did really well in the non-conference season when we went on the road. We had a better record on the road than at home. And lately at home, 0-4 hasn't worked for us, or 0-3. So I'm hoping going on the road we can get 3 on the road, because I think it's 3 winnable games. I think our team's in a good spot. Like I said, I keep preaching to them, like, this is the time when if you could either give up or you can turn a page, and I think we're close to turning a page.
I think you talk about any sports team always hit some form form of adversity, and how they react to that adversity will pretty much tell you what kind of team they're going to be.
It is. That's what I tell them. Like, you want to leave here and you want to be known as a fighter. And this is the perfect time to show that you're a fighter. No matter in basketball or whatever it is, this is the perfect time to see if you're going to be a fighter when you leave here.
We talk about so much about wins and losses and scores and statistics, and I read the other day that you had some really good numbers and statistics about some of the ladies in terms of in the classroom. Talk about that and what they did and what they accomplished this past semester.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the highest in a certain amount of time, but we had a 3.67. We had one with a 4.0, and we had two with an A- that kept them at a 3.97. And I think they were more mad about that than when they mess up on a play or a layup. But I think that goes to show that we have really, really good student athletes at Lenoir-Rhyne, and they take the classroom very seriously, and it only represents our program in another positive fashion.
And again, when you talk about that, that is something you can build on, as you said, in the classroom, and carry that on to the basketball court. Is that something you think this team prides itself in, what they do off the court in the classroom?
I do. I think it all correlates. If you're disciplined in the classroom, if you're worried about that 3.97 and you're not getting a 4.0, I think it correlates to exactly the people who forget one play and they're mad about it. So I think it all shows the type of character people that we have here, and we're just hoping that was a good step in the right direction. That was another milestone we got, and so I think it's just another milestone that we show, like, confidence. This is another one we got. Now we got to go get another one.
Hey, middle of your first year, have you thought about what's it been like now, halfway through your first year as a head coach?
I'm trying to process it all. It's really hard. But I think over the 10-day break we had over Christmas, I really just kind of got to sit down and see, like, you know what, like, I'm blessed to be in this chair that I am sitting in right now. I'm blessed to have the student athletes that we have. And at that time, we were 8-5. And if you were to ask me if we were 8-5 at that time when I got the job, I can't say that I would have thought that. So it's been a rough little stretch, but I do think that we have some good things coming in the next 3 games.
All right, Coach, good luck on the road. Thank you for joining us.
It.
Cameron Seeley, head women's basketball coach for Lenoir-Rhyne. Again, the basketball team's on the road this week, playing Wingate and then Queens on Saturday. We're going to switch and go back outdoors as we start the lacrosse season right around the corner. And head coach Greg Paradine joins us. Coach, welcome to Bears Talk Live.
Thanks, Juju.
Hey, it seems like it's only been it's actually been 6 months, but it seems like only a week or so back that we were out there in May watching that playoff game against I just forgot the playoff, the quarterfinal match against Tampa. Yeah, against Tampa. A lot of momentum coming off of that kind of season that the Bears had last year, 12-3, nationally ranked. What's it look like as we approach 2018?
Well, I'll tell you what, in 2018, we've put our guys to a challenge. We've got 5 of the top 15 teams on our schedule this year. So it's going to be, every year's a new year. And with these guys, we told them, we had our first meeting yesterday, just day by day, just worry about getting better today. And that's kind of been our focus.
You talk about this program that you built and capitalizing now on the success that this lacrosse program has been. I've talked to you in the past about it. What's it been like as you built this lacrosse program from scratch, and where are they at right now as you approach the 2018 season? You've been here, about 6 or 7 years now.
This is actually our 8th season.
8th season.
Going on our 8th season, and that's been it. It's been a development. Just seeing the guys grow, getting those expectations increasing every year. Now our expectation is to get to NCAA and make some noise every year, and that's where we want to be.
12-3 last year. You lost an All-American. What's the team look like this year?
Yeah, that's going to be a big spot. Losing Mike Hanlon, he's our all-time leading scorer. He's a 4-year starter. Those kinds of players are tough to lose, and you can't replace them with one guy. That's got to be a team effort. But we're going to be solid defensively. We've got a lot coming back on the defensive end. Ryan Crompton was a senior defensive goalie. We got a bunch of the second-team All-American Colin Lett on the defensive side. So we'll be, I think, defensively that'll be our strong point, and offensively, like I said, we got some holes to fill.
Right around the corner, I guess the season starts in early February. What are you guys doing right now in terms of getting ready?
Now it's the grind. We told our guys, it's going to be tough. We got to get our guys back in shape. It's tough being in the spring where we work so hard in the fall, and then it's 5 weeks off, and you've got to get right back at it when you get back to school. We've got 4 weeks before our first game on February 3rd, so it's just getting preparation, fundamentals, building those fundamentals, and getting in shape.
When you look at the schedule, I was looking at it, you have Young Harris, then Limestone, and Seton Hill. First 3 games early on in the season. What do you tell some of the fans out there, some of the opponents the Bears are going to play? You mentioned some top-ranked teams that they'll play, but early on in the season, some of these schools, I'm sure fans haven't heard of Seton Hill. I know where it's at. It's in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. They were a women's school when I was coming up a long time ago, but what are they like, and what are some of the teams like as you look at your early schedule?
Well, Limestone's defending national champion. They've won 3 of the last 4. The Seton Hill is, I think, ranked in the top 10. We got Belmont Abbey, who's ranked in the top. They're in the top 10 early. University of Tampa, who we played in the quarterfinals, a rematch there. We're going to play them down in Savannah. So we've got our schedule is loaded. And I told our guys it's a challenge. This is what you want to do. You want to play the best teams in the country, and our conference is getting better too. Wingate was in the NCAA's last year. Queens, knocked us off in the semifinals in our conference championship last year. That's always a huge game. So we've got week in and week out, it's going to be a challenge for us.
What's it been like, as we talked before in the past, going around the community here and explaining lacrosse, and now that you go out and recruit and Lenoir-Rhyne is on the map? What's it been like there?
Well, it's been great. The growth on the youth level in lacrosse has exploded here in Hickory. And that's been neat just to see. And a lot of people have not seen our game. And we say it's a combination of basketball, football, soccer, hockey. It really is a mix of a lot of different sports. And it's up and down and a lot of action. If you come to some of our games, we like to get up and down and score a lot of goals. It's exciting. It's an exciting game to play. And I think our style, we kind of changed our style a couple of years ago to that really up-tempo style. And it's fun to watch.
You talk about building the success and capitalizing on it. As you go out and recruit, how easy has it been? You've won back-to-back regular season South Atlantic Conference championships. How has it been as you go out and try to recruit athletes from all over to come to Hickory, North Carolina?
Well, it's a lot easier now in our 8th year than it was our first year. And getting kids to come to Lenoir-Rhyne and Hickory, North Carolina, which is not exactly a lacrosse mecca, but to get now that our name's been out. We've finished in the top 10, 15 the last couple of years. Now we can go to the Northeast, mid-Atlantic, and pull some kids. But honestly, we get kids from all over the country. We've got kids from California to Massachusetts, down to Florida, Canada. So lacrosse has become a national game, and there's so many kids playing the sport right now. With only 70 Division I teams available for kids to go Division I, Division II and Division III is a really good option. And we're able to pick a lot of really good kids off.
When you look at the upcoming season, when will some of the preseason rankings come out in terms of conference rankings and where you guys are picked? Is that going to come out next couple of weeks?
Yeah, the conference rankings should be coming out soon. In one poll, I think we're ranked preseason 10, number 10 in one poll. There are a few different polls, but we should, we'll probably be in the top somewhere in the top 15. But again, that doesn't mean anything. It's how we play week in and week out, and just focus on getting better every day.
Head Coach Greg Paradine. Coach, thank you. Look forward to talking with you in the coming couple of months as the lacrosse season, kicks off? How would you say it? It kicks off on February the 3rd against Young Harris, and then Limestone coming up after that. Coach, thank you again.
Thanks, Juju.
All right, we'll wrap it up, folks. That'll do it. Another edition, 2018, our first edition of Bears Talk Live. We thank you for joining us. Until next week at the same time, Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I'm Juju Phillips. For our entire group here at Bears Talk Live, we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.